Hey everybody, and happy Sunday. This is Queen of Light 1111 here with an energy check-in. If you guys want to book your own personal reading, coaching session, or healing session, go to queenoflight1111.com. I was on in a round table on the Soul Circle today, which is my global wellness center. And just based on the conversations there, was just inspired to do a reading today for all of you. And it's very interesting because the participants experienced or are experiencing right now is definitely showing up in the collective energy. So it's a good validation for those who are in the soul circle to see that, yeah, what you are picking up on is showing up here in the collective reading. So it's very interesting because there's a lot of conversation about the Four of Cups energy, how the divine feminine energy is just kind of like, I'm not going to focus on what's happening outside of me. I'm not going to focus on this missed opportunity, on this love. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to contemplate on my own journey. I'm not going to take action towards masculine or chase that energy anymore. And sure enough, the bottom of the deck for the divine feminine is Three Swords, Four Cups, and the Fox. So what I'm really getting, the first message is, Three of Swords is about grief and it's about sadness. She's no longer open to it anymore. She's no longer going to contemplate any grief, any sadness, and she is very focused on self-interest. She's very focused on doing the things that make her happy. Okay, I do feel that, perhaps in the past, the feminine energy has been experiencing grief about the missed opportunity because of masculine's deception, because of his cunning nature, because, he was being shady. But now she's like, you know what? I'm not focusing on that grief anymore. I'm not even open to that grief anymore. I'm no longer going to continuously tap into that grief anymore. I am focused on self. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at divine feminine's overall energy towards masculine. Chariot card. Any movement forward right now is restricted with masculine until he has evolved and grown. Okay, it's this energy of divine feminine saying, I'm not open to being deceived. I'm not open to grief. I'm not open to misaligned partners. So as related to divine masculine, her overall energy towards masculine is, any movement forward is restricted at this time. It's because there is this energy where masculine is not grounded, is not in his energy of growth, has not quite evolved. When she thinks of masculine, she's in this energy of the Sun card and Page of Wands. She's freeing herself from any thoughts and ideas of communication, any thoughts and feelings about wanting to have communication from masculine. She doesn't want the communication if he's not in his authentic self. What good is communication if it's not going to be the truth? So she's freeing herself from any thoughts of wanting communication from masculine. In her heart space, King of Swords. She's in this energy of, I've got my sword out. I'm in my truth. I'm in my integrity. I am in this energy of mastery of my mind. I'm not going to divulge in things or connect to things that aren't good for me. So in my heart space, I'm going to balance out my wisdom, my thinking, my integrity, my thoughts with my heart space. And I know that this masculine must be a king, stable, dependable, an equal partner. And until then, I am going to stay in the high priestess energy, in my silence, connect to my intuition, be in divine feminine energy and be receptive. Use your intuition. In her environment, there's this player energy that she's finally freeing herself from. She's releasing that thought, that notion about masculine. While she knows masculine is not ready to move forward and solve the issues and the problems that they have, she's breaking out of the narrative and she's breaking out of the energy that he's a player. It doesn't serve her to continue to think that way. And I love that for divine feminine, we have the Sun card 2 times. The Sun here in this deck and the Sun in the second tarot deck. 2 times it's come out. The Sun card is the most positive card in the deck. It's about joy. It's about vitality. It's about health. It's about freedom. And to have that in her headspace and in her environment, and frankly, with the King of Swords in her heart, she's saying, masculine, even though this connection is restricted, even though there's some toxic cycles that are occurring, I choose to be happy. I choose to continue to live in joy. I have my health, I have my life, I have my journey, and I'm no longer going to sit in sadness and grief anymore. I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on my joy. Divine Masculine's bottom of the deck for his theme of the reading, 5 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and we have the Knight of Swords. 5 of Wands is all about the energy of external interference. There is still conflict, internally, externally, in reunion, in the past. There's still a conflict about the past. And he knows that he needs to communicate. He knows he needs to come forward with his truth and talk. So I do feel like his theme for this reading is that I want to come back. I want to come forward. But there still is external interference. There's also this energy of the past that continues to affect the connection because he has not resolved the past with his feminine. So his overall energy towards his divine feminine is the King of Wands. There's the energy of leadership, of action, of vision. But we have the 7 of Cups. And I feel like he's overindulging in the energy of all these choices. Do I talk to her? Do I not talk to her? Do I just continue this connection and the way that it's going? Do I continue to choose the karmic? Do I continue to do this? Do I continue to daydream? That's what he's doing. He is procrastinating. He's procrastinating on taking leadership in this role, in this connection. He's procrastinating because his emotions are chaotic. He thinks about passion. He thinks about chemistry. He thinks about lust. He thinks about excitement and happiness. He thinks about how explosive their connection is, but he procrastinates. He overindulges in thoughts, in his emotions, in chaos, and doesn't come forward. When he's thinking about his feminine, 5 of Cups, there's a great deal of regret and sadness over his deception, over his ego, over the energy of just blazing in and doing things and not following through. In his heart space, what is he feeling? King of Swords. So we'll look at the mirroring. Heart space for divine feminine, King of Swords, King of Pentacles. Heart space for divine masculine, King of Swords. They're both mirroring. They're both in king energy in their heart space. And what this masculine knows is he needs to free himself. Sun card again. Free himself from, and this is what's very interesting to me, is the only place she didn't get the sun was in the heart. She has it in her head space and in her heart space. And masculine has it in his heart and his environment. Isn't that crazy? So you can't make this up. King of Swords. He's in the energy where he knows he's got to rise up. He's got to mature. He's got to develop. He's got to establish himself again with his divine feminine. So in his heart space, he's in his truth, in his integrity, that he needs to rise up, that he needs to mature in order to have a relationship with feminine again. In his environment, he knows that he needs to walk away from this union until, look at the Sun card, until he's free of anything that's holding him back, free from any cycles with karmics, free from any ego. He's going to walk away from this union until he is divine masculine. Look at Sun card again. So much mirroring. The Sun card twice for masculine, the Sun card twice for divine feminine. So it just feels like while divine feminine chooses joy, chooses freedom, chooses herself, and keeps it very real that this connection will continue to be bound until he develops and matures, masculine is starting to really get that same illumination that this connection will be bound until he frees himself, until he matures, until he develops, until he becomes divine masculine. But in his overall energy and in his headspace is where there are some issues. because he reflects on the past. He reflects on the external interference. He reflects on his deception. He reflects on his overindulgence in chaos. And so in his heart and in his environment, he's working on freeing himself from chaos, from self-sabotage. If you guys want to book your own personal reading, coaching session, or healing session, go to queenoflight1111.com and join me on the King of Shadows 1111 YouTube channel for the karmic portion of this reading. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.